By this point, Cancers are no strange to some relational instability. With Pluto's slow transit through your 7th house of relationships, you all have likely been forced to address some power imbalances either in romantic relationships or any other type of intimate association. January might have been quite the rerun of these themes, with the Venus and Mercury retrograde happening in that same house. While February is still packing some of that good old drama, the good news is that this will be the tail end of arguments and misunderstandings that might have taken place in the previous month. We start February quite pleasantly as Mercury stations direct on the 3rd, putting an end to its retrograde cycle. This station lasts a couple of days, and that would be an excellent time to have a frank conversation with your partner. If you already had the talk last month and you feel like avoiding conflict like a good Cancer would, don't let the fear stop you. This transit brings a substantial amount of clarity to speech and understanding, so even if you feel like you're just repeating yourself, it's likely your partner will actually get it this time. This is even more true for the Cancers born after sunset and who are 26, 38, 50 and 62. If you check all of the criteria listed above, it would even be a good idea to make clear plans on how to work on the relationship on a day-to-day basis. If either of you has a spiritual practice, this transit could also bring you closer together through communal faith and prayer. The Cancers born in the morning don't miss out on this opportunity, however. On the same day, the Sun and Saturn will conjoin in your 8th house, pointing at an alternate route to resolve tension. This is the place that represents your partner's finances and resources, and this conjunction could be pointing towards the acquisition of support or even allyship to prominent figures. This could mean your partner gets a raise or makes other career advancements, putting them in a good mood, especially if they work with science somehow. Take advantage of this surge of good fortune to get them when they're in a good mood. Just be careful not to rain on their parade. Further down the month, the astrological lovebirds Venus and Mars will conjoin in your 7th house, keeping up with a focus on relationships this month. This transit starts on the 15th and lasts all the way to the month's end. This can be somewhat of an unstable transit, especially for those of you born during the day. This is because while Venus tries to unite, Mars stands for the opposite. This could likely be pointing that even though conflict will be much smoother this month, given all the insightful and heartfelt conversation being shared between you and your partner, some annoyances and bickering might still be present. This transit will be significantly intensified towards the end of the month as Pluto joins both Mars and Venus in triple conjunction. This hints that the problem likely stems from both parties trying to wear the pants in the relationship simultaneously. The critical thing to remember here is that healthy relationships are those where both parties know when it's time to give orders and when it's time to listen. The only thing determining the outcome of this instability will be both your abilities to aim for equity, not superiority. Intimate relationships are not the only theme of the month, however. On the 16th, the full moon in Leo happening in your 2nd house can be quite promising, especially for those of you who have your moon in Leo natally and are 25, 37, 49 or 61 and are born during the day. However, since Saturn holds somewhat of an influence this month, this victory might not be quite as rewarding as expected, though that doesn't mean it won't be welcomed. The 2nd house is your house of finances and resources, and Saturn will be opposing it in your 8th house, which is often linked with taxes and bills. While the chance for material gain is definitely there, it will likely have to go towards clearing a debt and paying bills. Which is not so bad, at the end of the day. After this full moon, you may notice an increase of a financial and business focus as Mercury and Uranus square each other in your 8th and 11th house. This transit is all about overcoming obstacles through sheer intelligence, and since, as we discussed, some bills will likely get cleared by the full moon, this transit points at what comes after investments. This transit happens on the 24th and will probably be the trigger of some peculiar investments and alliances. You may even find a business partner. With that said, February is a month for clearing things out. It may still be a slow start to 2022, but it's still progress nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us a thumb up if you liked the video. Subscribe our YouTube channel not to miss the next video horoscope. Visit our website GoToHoroscope.com where you can find actual horoscope for today. Download our apps from Google Play and App Store to have your daily horoscope always on hand.